The Louisville Metro Police Department has a new chief. Mayor Craig Greenberg just appointed Paul Humphrey to the position.
Humphrey is an 18-year police veteran. Jim Stratman joins us live now with the details on all of this. Jim, the hope here is that Humphrey can bring change to the department.
Yeah, that's right, Grace. And that change seemingly has started to creep in over the last 3 months that Chief Humphrey has been in the interim chief role. And the mayor says that's because Humphrey has done enough to earn his trust and the trust of the community which Humphrey has been a part of for a very long time. He is a Louisville native. He joined the LMPD back in 2006, and he has been in leadership positions before within the LMPD. He stepped into the interim chief role back in June following former Chief Jacqueline Villarroel's resignation. Now, at the time, you'll remember, the department was dealing with sexual harassment allegations, but now they want to move forward. Part of that, Humphrey says, is moving, promoting, or changing 16 out of the 24 command staff members. The mayor and the chief said they hope this new chapter will focus on respect.
We have to look at where we want to be and focus on that. We're not going to be perfect. We're going to have inconsistencies. And, you know, the mayor brought up a word that I value very much. It's respect.
The new chief will be officially sworn in on September 27th. That ceremony will also include those new command staff appointments. Now, Humphrey's appointment has already received some positive reaction from community leaders. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up here in the next half hour. Grace, Eric?
Thanks. There's a belief that Paul Humphrey will provide a level of stability that the department hasn't had in years. He's now the sixth person to lead it since 2020. You had Steve Conrad serving as chief during the shooting death of Breonna Taylor. He was later fired. Then Robert Schroeder took over as interim chief until he retired, which is when Yvette Gentry, who's actually Humphrey's sister, filled in as interim leader, but she made it very clear from the start that she didn't want the permanent job. Erica Shields was hired from Atlanta to serve as the next full-time chief. She served 2 years before resigning. Jacqueline Villarroel came from Atlanta with Shields and then took over when Shields stepped down. You'll remember, of course, in June, Villarroel left the LMPD. If you'd like to read more about her suspension and her resignation that came shortly thereafter, we've got a link for you to do that in this story on our homepage.
Arson investigators are looking into the cause of a fire that heavily damaged an apartment complex in Old Louisville. Check out this video on your screen. The smoke could be seen for miles. Louisville fire officials say a driver on I-65 was actually the first one to alert them. It happened around 2:30 yesterday afternoon on Brook Street. When fire crews first arrived, they had to call in backup because of the size of the fire. Part of the second floor collapsed, forcing crews to fight it from the outside of the building. One resident says she woke up to the smell of smoke, got out quickly.
I got up and I went outside my window and flames were just like at my window, and I live on the second floor, so it's kind of surprising. So I got all my essentials. I got my snake, I got my guitar, my longboard, my laptop, and I got out.
Everyone did make it out and nobody was seriously hurt. Louisville Fire says there are 12 units in the complex, many of them home to families. The Red Cross will be helping those impacted.
6:05 now. We've learned the name of the woman who died yesterday morning in a house fire in Valley Station. The LMPD has identified her as Terry Reynolds and confirmed she volunteered with the 3rd Division Advisory Board and was heavily involved with the Fraternal Order of Police. Crews with PRP Fire were called to the home on Stephan Drive around 3 in the morning. Firefighters rescued Reynolds from the home, but she later died at a local hospital. One firefighter was also treated for minor burns to the arm. 2 students are facing charges this morning accused of making threats against Ballard High School. In a letter to parents, Ballard's principal says they received 2 unrelated threats over the past couple of days. In response, the school increased its security level, restricted outdoor activities, and contacted JCPS police. Investigators identified the students yesterday, and the principal says those students will be disciplined and likely prosecuted.
A Shively motel is being ordered to shut down by the city. The Louisville Manor Hotel was issued a notice to close by the Metro Department of Codes and Regulations yesterday. The department cited documented incidents of theft, assault, and drug-related activity at the property off Dixie Highway. Shively police tell us they've made over 200 calls to the motel just this year alone. People we spoke to who live right behind the motel say they welcome the change, noting they too have been dealing with the motel and its guests for years.
Ambulances, overdoses is bad over there. and they come down here, overdose come down here.
It was really irritating. Like, it wasn't able for me to have my peace. I couldn't just come out and sit anywhere without somebody bothering me.
The Shively Police Department says the motel will have the opportunity to appeal the decision. We tried reaching out to the motel, but were unable to get a comment. It's unclear when it will close.